this is your boy Matthew Judon with the Baltimore Ravens, man. Check out the three-point conversion. Y'all know what it is. Y'all already know.
We're going to stick with football, the NFL. And we have a special guest who has been long overdue coming on. But this young lady covers the Washington football team for the three-point conversion also. And you can also follow her at The Real Carita Parks. I'm sorry, at Carita C. Parks. I apologize. And that's CARITACPARKS. And at DBL Takes Sports. Miss Carita, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're good over here. I guess we're getting excited as we speak about the NFL. So we're there. We're getting there.
It's coming.
I know, right?
A couple of days now.
I know, right? But I have to ask you, man, this has been a crazy offseason. Like, one team, I said this months ago, I said one team that probably couldn't wait for the NFL season to start was the Washington football team.
Right.
And they're like, thank you, Jesus, we're here. So my question is, do you think that everything that transpired in the offseason, all of the bad publicity and everything, does that trickle down and affect the players on the field, or do you think the players will rise above that just because now, hey, we could play football, we could just focus on playing football?
I actually think that they will rise above it. I mean, to your point, I think they are ready to just play football, especially this year with COVID, because there was that chance that they wouldn't even possibly play football. So at this point, I think they're just ready to compete and focus on getting some wins and, just like you said, moving on from all of the drama. And truthfully, once they get on that field, that's what everybody's going to focus on, is what they're doing on the field. So it will take some of the spotlight off of all the bad publicity that they've been getting.
All right. And real quick, go ahead, D. Go ahead and give that an announcement. Do you got the particulars on it?
Yeah, Deshaun Washington signed a $160 million 4-year extension with $111 guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah, Jadeveon Clowney just fired his agent too.
Yeah.
Said he saw that. All right, go ahead, D.
All right, Coach Rivera recently named Haskins the starting quarterback for the season. Do you think he's capable of taking that next step and being a leader of the team and the team following him and everything?
I absolutely do. I think the team believed in Haskins for a very long time. Unfortunately, last season, he didn't really have a coaching staff that was supporting him, nor were they really committed to him. They stayed non-committal all last season. It wasn't until they were backed into a corner that they would put Haskins on the field. Either Colt McCoy got hurt or Case Keenum got hurt. And then that's when they put him on the field. And in practice, he wasn't necessarily taking a lot of snaps with the starters last year. This year, he's coming into the situation. He had a pretty good idea that he would be the starting quarterback. But, like you said, Ron Rivera just named him officially the starting quarterback. But I think this is the moment that he's been waiting for. Like, this is the opportunity for him to prove himself and show that he really can be a leader. In the off season, he was working out quite a bit. He lost almost 19 pounds. He seems to be coming into this year knowing more of what to expect. I think he learned a lot last year. I think he saw where he needs to improve. And I think we're going to see a much better Haskins, especially because a good coaching staff will highlight the strengths of their players. And I think that's what we're going to see.
No, I definitely agree with that.
And not just that, I went back and I looked at his interceptions. One of the games he played, I think 2 interceptions went to Vernon Davis, or one went to Vernon Davis and the one went to the wide receiver. Neither one of them was his fault. Like, he put the ball where it should have been. Vernon Davis didn't go for the ball or didn't make a play. Like, all his interceptions, I think they look at them too much as opposed to what they really were.
Right, because, every game, and I will say this, every game that he played in, once he was able to play more consistently, which was towards the end of last season, he improved every single game. In his last 3 games last year, he was like, he had like a 58.1 quarterback rating or something like that, and 5 touchdowns. So if he could carry that momentum into this year with a staff that is actually committed to making him better, I think he's going to be what a lot of people are trying to say he's not.
Right. So, some more news that was shocking. Man, this blindsided me. I couldn't believe this, but the Washington football team, they cut Hall of Famer Adrian Peterson. Now, it's not the fact people might look at his age and he's older and he can't. I mean, he had a very productive year last year with a bad team, but the fact that they let go of Geis, so you don't really have a lot of experience running backs behind them. So my question to you is: were you shocked, and who does Washington look to as a running back now?
I was definitely shocked. With Darius Geis being cut, I actually thought that locked Adrian Peterson down even more. But as the cuts are coming out today, I'm noticing a lot of those Jay Gruden pickups are getting cut. I think Ron Rivera took the time to evaluate them, but at this point, I think he's trying to build his own team. And when he released Adrian Peterson, one of the things he said is that he wants to have more multi-dimensional running backs on the team. He feels like if Adrian Peterson comes out, even though he's extremely talented, people are going to automatically know like what the play is because he's more of a power runner, and everybody knows that, even though he's productive. So it sounds like Ron Rivera wants the ability to keep other teams guessing with the running backs that he kept. Now, who are they going to look at? I mean, Antonio Gibson seems like a guy that they're really trying to fold into the running back position. And when he was drafted, they compared him to a Christian McCaffrey. And we know what Ron Rivera did with Christian McCaffrey in Carolina. Like, it's still yet to be seen if that pans out with Antonio Gibson. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of him as the season unfolds. I also think we're going to see Peyton Barber a lot in the beginning. They seem to like what he could do in the run game, but also as a pass catcher. And then as the season goes on, I believe Bryce Love will be more of a focal point. But just from what I've heard of how he performed in training camp and just coming off that injury and not having played for a long time, I think it's just taking him a little bit more time to get into the fold. But I think the focal point will eventually be on Bryce Love and Antonio Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, what's your prediction of Washington this season?
Whew, yeah. Well, I think not having a preseason really is going to have an impact because they're going to have to come together in the game day situation, which obviously isn't ideal. I mean, they have a new staff and a lot of new pieces in place. So as far as record, I think this season we'll see them maybe at 5-11 or 6-10, something like that. Just because I think those first couple of games, it's going to take some time for them to really get into their groove. And they come out the gate playing the Eagles, which might not be as difficult as I was first thinking because of some of the injuries that have come up since training camp. But then they play the Browns, Cardinals, Ravens, and Rams like in the first few weeks. So I think that those are some tough matchups, and they'll still be trying to find their rhythm. So I think we'll see like kind of mid-season them come together. So that's why I'm going with like a 5-11 or a 6-10 for them.
Well, all right. There you have it. Miss Carita Parks, the three-point conversion analyst, reporter, insider for the Washington football team. And you can follow her at Carita C. Parks and at Double Take Sports, which is spelled DBLTAKESPORTS. All right, Miss Carita, thank you so much, Carita. We will definitely have you throughout the season to give us some reports.
Yes,
and,
I would love to be back. It's about time I'm on.
Yeah, it is. You know, some people finally wake up. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. All right.
All right, thank you.